Hello, this is Angie with DIY Christmas Gifts at Missouri River Regional Library. This month we are doing wine bottle decorating. So we are going to make some wine bottle decorations you can set around for Christmas or any other winter holiday. All right.
And I'm her partner in crime, Mariah, with Missouri River Regional Library. I do adult programs, and this is one of the programs we've done here in-house in the library before with lots of unique and beautiful results. And I can testify that anybody can do this. There's all sorts of fun things that are easy to do no matter where your creative talent lies.
The first bottle we're going to do is kind of a wintry bottle. So you can do Christmas, you can do just generic winter, however you want to do. It kind of resembles this sample right here. Mariah was kind enough to print off a whole bunch of samples. And we're going to do something very similar to this blue bottle here. So we have our wine bottles pre-painted. You can use any kind of wine bottle you want, any color, because you painted. Now, if you don't want to paint it and you want it glass, that's fine too. Just make sure the bottle is the color glass that you want to use. But we have two pre-painted bottles here. You of course take off the label so that you have a clean surface, and then just paint it with, actually this one still has the label on it. It was painted over. So I guess you don't even have to do that. Just paint it with a nice glass paint.
Spray paint is what I used.
Mariah says she used spray paint on them. So, and this is kind of a matte. This one's a little more glossy, so you can use a glossy paint or a matte paint. We're gonna do this matte blue, and we're gonna make it kind of a winter wonderland looking thing. The first thing I'm going to do is cover it in glue. So we're going to glitter bomb this thing, you know, because the more glitter, the better, really. So I'm gonna paint it with glue first. We're just using regular Elmer's glue here, and a nice sponge paintbrush, and I'm just going to paint everywhere that I want the glitter to adhere, which is all over the bottle. I want it everywhere. And you probably don't need your glue super thick on here, I wouldn't think, because glitter, we all know, glitter will stick to anything. I mean, it's probably going to be all over me by the end of this, and I'm not even gluing myself. But we'll get this bottle nice and glued up. And yes, that is a technical term, glued up. So you're just painting the glue in a nice even layer over your bottle. And Elmer's glue doesn't dry super fast, so there's no worry about having dry spots on here. Now if you were using like some kind of super fast drying glue, you would probably want to do this in pieces where you glued, painted the glue on and then glittered in sections. But this looks pretty well saturated. Now the fun part, glitter. Oh, everybody loves glitter, right? If you don't, you're a barbarian. So this, you can do as much or as little glitter as you want. I would recommend putting it on a surface that you can then take to the trash can and dump, because otherwise you are going to have glitter everywhere. And not that you probably won't anyway, but controlling it a little bit is probably good. Like I said, you can do as much or as little glitter as you want on here. I really want this super glittery because I want to sit this in my house, and everywhere I sit, there will be a glitter trail. It'll be like CSI glitter during the holidays. You can be like, oh, where's Angie put the blue bottle this time? Yeah, that looks pretty good. It looks nice and even. But right there, let's get a little bit more up there. Oh, and there's a spot down here at the bottom. Now we are going to glue some ribbon on this as well. So if it's not perfect, that's fine. But you guys know from this series of videos that not perfect is the Angie way. So if I made something perfect, it would probably be, ooh, shocking. Okay, so this is well glittered it looks very snow-like. So it looks like, you know, maybe there was a snowstorm, we left this out there and all the snow accumulated on our bottle, which is exactly what we want it to look like. Now, we want this to dry. So we are going to start working on our second bottle while this one dries a little bit, because I don't want to mess it up by trying to re-glue stuff over top of wet glue. So I'm going to set this aside, let that sit over there, and then we're going to work on Mr. Red bottle. So the sample for this one, we're going to dress him up like a little Santa Claus bottle here. Not exactly like this, but similar to this one right here. So you can make your Santa bottle, like this one has a nice black belt buckle, but you can dress them up however you want. I do really like the snowman one too. That's cute. But we're gonna do our red Santa bottle. So we have some cord. It's in kind of a country Christmas looking, you know, it's got kind of the muted red and green in it. We have some twine. We have little buttons we're gonna put on for our Santa suit. And then we're going to use a hot glue gun for this part of it. Make sure that you do your hot glue gun safety, because they do get very hot. We have some extra glue sticks for when we run out here. The first thing we're going to do, get my scissors, is we're going to do the little necktie part of the bottle. So we want to give him a nice little necktie, or collar, whatever you want to call it. Now, we're also going to put buttons underneath here. So you want to make sure that the collar is the height you want. We're going to wrap this top part with twine, so we don't want it way up here, unless we wanted to use this. You know, this is your bottle. You can decorate it however you want. So if you wanted to decorate it with this cord at the top too, that would be fine. I'm not going to do that. I like the look of the twine, so we're going to just give him a little lower neckline, not risque, but just a little lower. And so probably about like this, I would say. Looks about right. And then, so I'm going to cut off my cord here at this height. And then we're going to glue this in place. You want it to have come to a kind of a point here, which isn't hard to do. So I'm going to take my glue gun. I'm going to start back here in the back and give it a little spot so I can get it started. Okay. Does that look right? That does look pretty good. Okay. And then I'm just going to work my way around to the front. And hopefully you guys can see this. You can either put your line of glue on the bottle where you want it and then put your cord on top of it, or you can put the glue on your cord and put it in place. So either one. I'm gonna try it on the cord, this side of it, and see how we do here. We'll do both methods just to make sure that you're doing this correct. Remember, hot glue dries very fast, sticks very fast. So you wanna do it correctly, but very quickly. Okay, so, and the nice thing about hot glue is, you know, it might stick on there, but it comes off very easy. So if you get any extra little bits, just peel it off. Like it's totally stuck to my hands. So that side's done. I'm gonna do this side. And we might have a little end we have to cut off here, but let's see if I can get it even. That's gonna be the tricky part. Okay, I did say I was going to do both methods and draw my line. This might be where Angie goes wrong. Let's see if I can draw a straight line here. Oh, I already need another glue stick. Oh, I got a big glob of glue. Okay. Well, his collar might be slightly crooked, but it's very close. But I did get glue everywhere. So let me do a little cleanup there. And then let me get this little end. Actually, I might just glue it down. I think I'll just glue this little end extra bit down. my glue stick totally jumped ship. Let's try this again. It's on the floor. Don't worry. I know where it's at, but it's out of reach at the moment. Okay. Get the extra glue. You know, mess. Ooh, I talked about glitter being everywhere. It might be hot glue residue that's everywhere. Okay, so there is my collar. Now I'm going to give him a little skirt down at the bottom. So on the example, it had both twine at the bottom and the ribbon. And I think we're gonna put the twine at the top, but I think I'm just gonna put the ribbon at the bottom, and I'm gonna wrap it around here a couple times. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start in the back so that my end is in the back, and then I'm just gonna wrap and glue as I go. And let's see how messy we get here. Who knew the messiest part of this was going to be the glue? Probably all of you. You're all like, of course the glue is the messy part. Glitter's nothing. Okay. And you know, hot glue sets very fast, so we don't have to worry about holding this in place while our glue dries. Oops. Okay. So I guess how you decorate your bottles really depends on how you decorate your home or office or wherever you're going to use this during the holidays. So if you have just generic winter scenes, snowmen and snowflakes and, you know, nice winter scenes, then you want one type of bottle. If you do more traditional Christmas with Santa Claus or Mrs. Claus, elves, you know, you can do that. There's even an example on here of the Grinch. It's definitely not traditional Christmas. Or is it? Grinch has been around long enough that maybe he is tradition.
Pretty long. Also, there's a really cute reindeer. If you have a brown bottle.
Ooh. Oh, there is. Yeah, with a little Rudolph nose, and that's pretty fun. We generally decorate with a mixture of types of decorations. So we have snowmen and reindeer, but then we also have, like, my Christmas quilt is definitely winter scenes. It's not traditional Christmas, though I do have a traditional Christmas one. If any of you guys are quilters, you know the danger of making quilts for one size bed and then you upgrade to a different size bed and then your quilt doesn't fit your bed anymore. So I have this beautiful Christmas quilt I made for a full-size bed, and it wasn't super big for a full-size bed. I now have a queen-size bed. My quilt looks like a throw blanket on it, because not only is my queen-size bed a queen size, but it's like a 12-inch tall mattress, so you really need almost a king-size quilt on it to make it look decent. Okay, so this is my 4th trip around the bottle, and I think this will be my last. Except for I need another glue stick. Make sure you have a lot of glue sticks on hand for this. Not counting the one that's on the floor that I need to pick up. Okay, and then I'm just going to cut this off and glue my end down. Okay. Oh my goodness, the glue is outrageous on here. Okay, so this is my little Santa so far. Now I'm going to give him some buttons to make his coat really stand out. Let me get some more of the glue off. And we have 4 buttons. Let's see how many buttons will fit on here. We might be able to get all 4. I think we will. If you wanted to go all the way down, Can you see this without the buttons falling off? No, button number 3 does not want to stay. Oh, it's because I have glue on my hand and it keeps sticking on the glue. Okay, so we can do 4 buttons. You could do 3 buttons. If you had little black buttons, those would look cute too. But I think we're going to do these 4 buttons just from our collar down to our belt. We're just going to hot glue them on here, hopefully evenly. I'm going to glue the button. Okay. Ooh, I might be doing okay on this part. It might be nice and evenly spaced. Ooh. Okay. Now, so now we have our coat is finished. The last thing we're going to do is give this bottle a nice collar with our twine. And it's kind of the same method that we use down here at the bottom. I'm just gonna hot glue the crap out of it. And you can either start at the top or the bottom and just work your way up and down. You can do multiple layers. We're just going to keep on gluing. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my start right here. And then, oops, oh, I totally did this backwards. Okay, well, we'll see if I can do it this direction. I'm gonna make it a little. And we're just gonna give this a nice collar for slit just slightly for our bottle here. Oh, this one's going to be super messy. So don't be afraid of being messy.
Now, one thing about the twine as opposed to the rope is it wraps really easy. So once you get that hot glue started, you could just wrap all the way down without hot glue.
That sounds good because this is a disaster of glue. Thank you, Mariah. That sounds like a better idea. So we'll just wrap it and then just glue the bottom and the top.
Yes.
Okay. And that way we can wrap multiple layers on here if we need be to fill in our gaps. Okay. Oh, that does work so much better. Thank you, Mariah. That was a good point. Okay. And then how far down you want to go depends on your taste and how much twine you got. So if you have a lot of twine and you want to cover this whole neck, go for it. If you don't, if you have a finite amount of twine, I think I'm going to go a couple more. We'll go down to about there. And then I'm going to glue this bottom here so it kind of stays in place. And then there will definitely be glue cleanup for sure. Okay, and then I'm going to go back up and give it a second layer. Oh, except for I almost tied it in a knot here, because I didn't do a very good job at the top of covering all my holes. Of course, you know, your bottle will be your design and however you want it to look. Maybe I should just do this. Oh, why didn't I do this the first time around? That's smarter. Work smarter, not harder, Angie. Okay, so I'm just winding it around here. So I cover the top. And we just cut off a length of twine so that we didn't have our big roll of twine doing this. But, you know, if you need more or less, you just pick your length. My hands are like solid glue at this point. Okay. And then I'm just going to glue my end up here. Okay. And then, so we have everything glued in place. Now, if you don't like kind of the rawness of this end, if you have some ribbon or something, you could always put a little ribbon at the very top. This ribbon doesn't match exactly. I don't know if we have something that matches a little better, but you could always just put a little bit of ribbon at the top to give him kind of a fancy hat. That would work.
Black would look good, like
Black
a top
would
hat.
look really good. Yeah. Don't really have, unless we have black. We do have a little black lace. I don't know about lace, but that's not really the aesthetic we're going for here. But, you know, you could dress them up with a little cap there. So this bottle is pretty much complete. I would spend a little bit of time picking the hot glue residues off just to clean it up slightly, but otherwise he is good to put in your house for decorations. And because it's a wine bottle and has an opening, you can always put some evergreen sprigs in here, you know, some fancy colored feathers, you know, whatever Christmas decorations you want would look really nice in here. So that is our Santa bottle. Not too shabby. Okay, so then let's look at our snowy winter wonderland bottle. Glue feels pretty dry. Looks amazing. We are going to attempt to create a star pattern out of little crystals. And I'm gonna just, oops, we should have opened this beforehand. Can I open it without making a huge mess? Okay, I'm gonna put a bunch of them on this plate here just so I have some to work with. So, these are just a multitude of sizes. Just says Christmas bead treasures. So, just little silver beads. Now, you can decide your pattern. Like if you wanted to pick another little plate and make a snowflake pattern, you know, maybe you don't improvise very well and you're like, I don't know what a snowflake looks like. Maybe I want to make something here that I can then use as my pattern. Oops, wrong size. Especially since we have multiple sizes here. Maybe you want to decide what it's going to look like beforehand. Actually, that's a different size. It needs to be, I don't know. What does my pattern want to look like? Like, needs to be, all right, maybe I should have done this ahead of time too, to decide what I want it to look like. But of course, creativity is subjective, and you can make it however you want. Let's do the little ones here. I need one more little one. There. That looks pretty cute. What do we think? Just put that on my star?
Looks good.
Okay. So, then I decide I'll probably center it. I'm going to lay this puppy down. We're just going to pick a spot. I'm going to pick this spot right here because there's less glitter on it. Why not? And then there's like a really huge one, is there? Ooh, you know what we do have though? Maybe I should do, we have these buttons here.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Maybe I should put
Like that for the middle.
a giant button in the middle. Ooh, I like that. Okay, we're going to do that instead. We can get rid of the button part of it though. Okay, so let's put a giant crystal button here. And then we'll work our design out from there. Okay. And then we're just hot gluing these again. More hot glue, more scorched fingers, more glue residue everywhere. But I think it's gonna look good. And we're also going to put some ribbon, fancy ribbon and twine on this one as well. So we'll get our snowflake design going here. Oh, that one I totally got my finger. The nice thing is that the hot point of hot glue is not burn your skin off temperature, so I don't have to receive medical attention for that. Oh my goodness, I've lost a bead. I think I have some extras though. Now this would be a delightful program or activity to do with kids. They, maybe not with a hot glue gun, do that with supervision, or if you had older kids that could use a hot glue gun. But they would love to paint. If you were painting, some of our examples have painted scenes on them. So you could definitely paint your bottles with kids. You could for sure do the glitter part with children. They would love that. Make sure you have some kind of plastic down on your floor probably, or do it on a linoleum or something that's easy to sweep up. But this would be a delightful family activity. I'm going to replace the one that I dropped on the floor. Okay, again, hot glue bits everywhere. And then got my little ones for my ends of my star here. And then of course, I have my main decoration. You can always put you can blitz this thing out however you want to blitz it. So if you wanted extra sparkles, you can do that. Oh, we got crooked. Let me see if I can fix these two. Okay, hold on. My spatial awareness is obviously not very good because my lines got crooked. But that is the nice thing about hot glue, that it's not hard to redo it. Though I did take some of the glitter off with it. That's okay though. I'll look straighter. It was kind of a leaning star. I had a little bit of a wonky leg going on there. So, let's get that. Oh, okay. There. So there's our blitzed out winter star. Looks delightful. We are going to do some twine around the top up here. I didn't glitter the top of this. You're more than welcome to glitter the top of it if you wanted to. But we're gonna do some twine and then ribbon. Now, you don't have to do the twine. If you wanted to just do some ribbon, you could do ribbon. Like this is a nice, as I destroy it. Okay, this is a nice little ribbon that you could wrap around here and kind of give it a feathery look. Kind of like that, or so we have some others. There's another little white ribbon with it's got gold. We're doing silver. That doesn't look good. Here's one though. Let's see what this one is. Ooh, this might be delightful.
I like that.
I do too. So you could just give it a collar if you wanted. You could also tie a bow. If you're a bow person. I kind of like the bow idea. So if you're doing the bow, I have a terrible bow tire, I will tell you that. We'll see how this works. Let's see if I can tie a bow first, because that might dictate what we're doing here. Let's see. Have to have it looking at me. Can't tie it blind. Okay, so we would tie it up here, and then is that how we would want it? Or want some more bow? Okay, it's going to be a very simple bow, just for demonstration purposes. I never tie the bows on our wreaths and stuff. I don't have that ability. I can tie it as simple, like I can tie my shoelaces. I can tie that kind of bow. But you know those fancy ones that they put on wreaths where they have all the big poofy bits? I don't know how people do those. I definitely do not have the ability. Okay, so someone better than me might have to come through and tie a better bow, but this is just our demonstration purposes because it really needs a little bit extra.
Oh, lovely.
There you go. Okay, so that's my bow.
Lovely.
You can glue this on. I'm hoping we'll get somebody to tie a better bow for me, but it's tied, so it'll stay on there. Like I said, you could add some extra little bling underneath here if you wanted to dress up the neck of this a little bit more. You could put the twine on it, give it kind of a twine necktie with the ribbon. You can add more bling if you wanted to have random little crystals around here to just make this extra sparkly. If you had little bits of evergreen or something like that that you wanted to, you know, put on here to make it, you know, kind of a foresty scene with your star. I like the idea of little random stars with, you know, kind of gives it a, this is your main star, your guiding star, and then you have other stars in your sky. So those are our 2 wine bottle crafts, all finished. Didn't take us very long. Used some different techniques on both of these. They look very different, but I think they could definitely go in the same house. Put these on a mantle, on a table. I like the idea of some evergreens coming out of them, maybe some holly berries, you know, whatever you wanted on there. So we'd love to see your creative wine bottles in the comments if you want to share what you do. But this is my creations. And this has been Angie with DIY Homes, or DIY Christmas Gifts at Missouri River Regional Library. So we thank you for joining us, and we hope you go out and make your own wine bottle crafts.
Yes, thank you for joining us.